If you are watching this anywhere between June 27th and June 30th, I need you to stop everything you are doing right now and pay attention to what I am about to tell you. Not because this is another spiritual message, not because this is another full moon video, but because what is happening in the next 4 days is something that most people on this planet will pass through completely unaware. They will go to work, they will make their coffee, they will scroll their phones. They will have their ordinary conversations and live their ordinary hours, and they will have no idea that they are standing inside one of the most powerful energetic portals that has opened in years. They will walk through it asleep, and they will come out the other side exactly the same as they went in. Because they did not know, because nobody told them, because they were not paying attention. You are paying attention, you found this video, you are here, and that alone tells me something about you that I want you to hear. The portal does not call everyone. It does not send its signal to every phone and every screen and every person who happens to be online during these 4 days. It sends its signal to the ones who are ready, to the ones who have been doing the work, to the ones whose frequency has been high enough, whose awareness has been open enough, whose spiritual antenna has been tuned precisely enough to pick up what the universe is broadcasting right now. You are one of those people. And because you are one of those people, what is available to you inside this portal between June 27th and June 30th is something that could genuinely change the trajectory of your life. Not slowly, not gradually, not over the next several years if you keep doing all the right things. Now, inside this portal, in these 4 days that the universe has opened as a specific window of accelerated transformation for the ones who are awake enough to walk through it consciously. I want to tell you exactly what this portal is, what it is made of, why it is open right now, why it closes after June 30th, and what you need to do between now and then to receive everything it is offering, because this is not the kind of thing you can come back to later. Portals do not wait. They open at specific times for specific reasons, and they close when the cosmic conditions that created them shift. After June 30th, the specific combination of energies that has created this window will no longer be in this alignment. The door will close, and what was available inside it will no longer be available in the same way. So what I am about to tell you matters right now, today, tonight, in the days you have remaining inside this window. The full moon portal of June 27th through June 30th is created by a convergence of 3 specific cosmic events happening in such close proximity that their energies are not merely adding to each other, but multiplying each other. The first is the strawberry full moon itself, which peaks on June 29th but whose energetic influence extends several days in both directions. Full moons are not single-moment events, they are waves, they build before the peak and they carry after it. And the strawberry full moon, which falls in Capricorn this year, is one of the most structurally significant full moons of the entire lunar calendar. Capricorn is the sign of culmination, of arriving at the summit after the long climb, of receiving what sustained effort over time has built. This full moon is not asking you to start something, it is delivering something that has already been built. It is the moment of arrival for things that have been in preparation. The second event is Mercury stationing retrograde on June 29th, the same day as the full moon peak. This is not a coincidence. In astrology, when multiple significant planetary events occur within hours of each other, it creates a specific kind of energetic intensity that amplifies what each event would produce individually. Mercury stationing retrograde means that the planet of communication, of messages, of information flow, is stopping its forward motion and beginning to move backward. And when Mercury stations, when it holds still before reversing, it creates a moment of unusual stillness in the collective mental field. A pause, a breath, a window in which the ordinary noise of forward-moving life quiets enough for deeper signals to be heard. Signals from your own interior. Signals from the universe. Signals from people and situations in your life that have been trying to communicate something important that the noise of ordinary forward motion has been drowning out. The third event is that this full moon portal opens in the exact window between Venus trine Saturn, which occurred on June 25th, and the Mercury retrograde that begins June 29th. Venus trine Saturn is one of the most stabilizing, clarifying, structurally affirming configurations available in any given year. It confirms what is real. It distinguishes genuine foundation from wishful thinking. It reveals which relationships, which directions, which aspects of your life have actual substance beneath them, and which ones have been maintained by momentum and habit rather than by genuine alignment. The Venus-Saturn trine did that work on June 25th, and what it clarified, what it confirmed as real and solid and worth building on, is now entering the full moon portal to be amplified and delivered. What was confirmed as real is now becoming manifest. What was revealed as not solid is now being released. And the portal between these two energies is the specific window in which this transition from what was confirmed to what is now manifesting is happening at maximum speed and maximum intensity. Put these three things together and what you have is this: a full moon that delivers what has been built, a Mercury station that creates unusual stillness and inner clarity, and a window between cosmic confirmation and cosmic release that compresses what would normally take months into days. That is the portal. That is why these 4 days between June 27th and June 30th are not ordinary days. That is why what is available inside this window is not available in the same way at any other point in the near future. And that is why only a few will feel it, because feeling it requires exactly the kind of attunement that brought you to this video right now. The awareness that something is happening, the willingness to stop and pay attention to it. The openness to receive what the portal is carrying rather than walking through it unconscious. I want to talk now about what it actually feels like to be inside this portal, because most of the people who are feeling it are not identifying it correctly. They are feeling it and calling it something else. They are feeling it and trying to make it stop. They are feeling it and spending energy trying to get back to the baseline they were at before it opened, when in fact what they are feeling is not a problem to be solved, but a signal to be received. Let me tell you what you might be experiencing right now and what it actually means. You may be feeling an unusual intensity of emotion that does not seem proportionate to what is happening in your external life. Things that would normally produce a small feeling are producing a large one. Situations that you have been navigating without much difficulty suddenly feel heavier, more significant, more loaded with meaning than they ordinarily would. This is not emotional dysregulation. This is the portal amplifying your sensitivity so that you can feel what you need to feel in order to complete the releases and receive the arrivals that this window is designed to deliver. The intensity is information. Do not turn it down. Let it speak. You may be feeling a specific and persistent pull towards certain people or situations, a thought that keeps returning, a name that keeps surfacing, a memory that arrives without invitation and stays longer than it should. A sense of something unfinished pulling at the edges of your awareness. This pull is not random. The portal is organizing your attention around exactly what needs to be addressed during this window. The things that are pulling at you right now are the things that the full moon is illuminating for completion. Pay attention to what is pulling. It is not distraction, it is direction. You may be feeling an unusual clarity about certain things alongside an unusual confusion about others. Some things that have been murky are suddenly clear. Some things that seemed settled are suddenly uncertain. This is the portal doing its sorting work. The Venus-Saturn trine already began the sorting on June 25th, identifying what is real and what is not. The full moon portal is now completing that sorting by making it felt. What feels suddenly clear is what is genuinely meant for you. What feels suddenly uncertain is what was being maintained by something other than genuine alignment. Trust the clarity. Be willing to examine the uncertainty honestly rather than resolving it back into false certainty through the sheer force of not wanting to look. You may be feeling the specific restlessness of someone who is standing at a threshold. Not anxious exactly, not sad, but not settled either. A sense of something imminent, of standing in the last moments before something significant shifts. This restlessness is the soul's response to what it already knows is coming. The soul has access to information that the conscious mind does not. It knows what the portal is delivering before it arrives, and it registers that knowing as this specific quality of alert, awake, slightly breathless anticipation. If you are feeling this, trust it. You are not imagining it. You are standing at a genuine threshold. And what is on the other side of it is worth the restlessness of the approach. I want to talk now about who specifically is most affected by this portal, because not everyone is affected equally, and I think understanding where you fall on this spectrum is useful. The chosen ones who are most inside this portal, who are most fully in the field of its influence, are the ones who have been in a period of sustained inner work, who have been processing, releasing, growing, shifting in their interior, even while their exterior life has not yet reflected those interior changes. The ones who have been becoming something new in private, while presenting the familiar version of themselves in public. The ones who know at a level deeper than thought that they are not the same person they were a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, even if the evidence in their visible life has not yet caught up with that interior transformation. For these people, the full moon portal is the moment of catching up, the moment when the exterior begins to reflect the interior, when the visible starts to match the invisible. When the life that has been changing on the inside starts to change on the outside in ways that other people can finally see and that you yourself can finally stop questioning. The gap between who you have become and how your life looks has been a source of confusion and sometimes despair. You have been living with the specific difficulty of knowing you are different, knowing you have grown, knowing you are ready for something more aligned with who you actually are, while still being surrounded by the structures and situations and relationships that were built around who you used to be. That gap is closing during this portal, not because you are doing anything different, but because the cosmic timing has reached the point where the closing is possible, where the energy is available to support the shift from the interior to the exterior in a way that sticks. For the chosen ones who have been doing the work in relationships specifically, who have been healing their attachment patterns, learning to love differently, practicing the specific kind of vulnerability that genuine connection requires even while still being in the process of healing the wounds that made vulnerability feel dangerous, this portal is delivering something significant in the relational territory. The full moon in Capricorn illuminates the structures of your relationships, the bones of them, what they are actually built on beneath the feelings and the history and the hopes. And what it illuminates for the chosen ones who have been doing the relational work is the difference between the connections that have genuine structural integrity and the connections that are held together by something less solid, by habit, by fear of the alternative, by the specific human tendency to stay in a known discomfort rather than risk the unknown of something more genuinely aligned. This illumination is not cruel, it is clarifying. And the chosen ones who receive it with openness, who are willing to see what the full moon is showing them without immediately defending against it, are the ones who come out of this portal with their relational life genuinely reorganized, not destroyed, reorganized. The connections that have genuine structural integrity are going to feel more confirmed, more solid, more worth investing in than they did before the portal opened. And the connections that are held together by something less than genuine alignment are going to feel their unsustainability more acutely during these 4 days, which is the universe's way of creating the conditions for honest assessment and, if necessary, honest release. I want to say something specific about the Mercury retrograde that stations on June 29th inside this portal, because there is a widespread misunderstanding about what Mercury retrograde does, and I want to correct it before it causes you to resist something that is actually trying to help you. Mercury retrograde is not a time of breakdown. It is not a cosmic glitch. It is not the universe being clumsy with communication and technology and plans. Mercury retrograde is a time of reversal, of turning the signal inward, of reviewing what the forward momentum of life has been moving too fast to properly examine. And inside a full moon portal, Mercury stationing retrograde creates a specific and powerful opportunity. The opportunity to receive the communication that forward motion has been preventing. To hear the message that the noise of ordinary life has been drowning out. To understand something about yourself, your situation, your relationships, your direction, that you could not have understood while you were in the middle of the forward momentum. For the chosen ones inside this portal, Mercury stationing retrograde on June 29th is going to deliver a specific interior communication. Not a message from outside, a message from within. The kind of knowing that surfaces when Mercury's forward-moving energy reverses and turns the antenna of your mind back toward your own depths. What you hear in that reversal is going to be important. It is going to be the thing you most needed to understand right now. And it is going to arrive not as analysis or strategy, but as direct knowing, as the specific quality of understanding that feels like recognition rather than discovery, like something you always knew becoming conscious rather than something new entering your awareness. I want to talk now about what to do specifically during each day of this portal, because the energy is not identical across all 4 days, and working with the specific quality of each day will allow you to receive more of what the portal is offering. June 27th is the day of preparation. The portal is open, but the full moon has not yet peaked. The energy is building. What you do on June 27th is become as receptive as possible. Clear your schedule if you can, at least partially. Create physical and energetic space for what is coming. If there are conversations you have been avoiding, begin them now. If there are feelings you have been pushing down, let them surface. If there is something you have been needing to release, begin the process of letting it go. June 27th is the inhale before the exhale. Use it to prepare your interior for what the full moon is going to deliver. June 28th is the day of intensification. The energy is building toward the full moon peak. Emotions are heightened, perceptions are sharper. The things that need to be seen are becoming more visible. June 28th is not a day to make major decisions. It is a day to feel and observe. To let the full moon's approach amplify your awareness of what is true in your life without immediately acting on everything that becomes clear. The clarity of June 28th is real, but it is arriving fast, and it needs a day to settle before you act on it. Feel everything, write it down, let it be clear without immediately requiring yourself to do something about it. June 29th is the day of the peak. The full moon reaches its fullest point. Mercury stations retrograde, the portal is at its widest. This is the day when the miracles land, when the answers arrive, when the releases happen, when the things that have been in preparation become manifest. June 29th is the day to be as open and as present and as undefended as you can possibly be. Take time alone with the moon if you can. Pray specifically for what you need. Release specifically what you no longer need to carry. And receive whatever arrives in whatever form it arrives without requiring it to match your expectations. The universe is precise tonight. Trust its precision even when what it delivers surprises you. June 30th is the day of integration. The peak has passed. Mercury is retrograde. The portal is beginning to close. What June 30th offers is the specific opportunity to integrate what the portal delivered, to sit with what arrived and let it settle into understanding, to begin the process of building on what was confirmed and releasing what was illuminated as no longer aligned. June 30th is a day for journaling, for quiet conversation with the people you trust, for allowing the intensity of the previous days to find its meaning in the more settled quality of the portal's closing. What you understand on June 30th about what happened between June 27th and June 29th is going to be more useful than what you understood in the moment it was happening. Give it this day of integration. After June 30th, the portal closes. The specific combination of full moon energy and Mercury station and Venus-Saturn trine aftermath that has created this window will have passed. Life will return to its ordinary frequency. The things that were visible inside the portal will begin to recede slightly into the background as the amplification fades. This is why what you do inside the portal matters so much. What you receive here, what you release here, what you understand here, what you decide here, carries a weight and a permanence that decisions and releases and understandings made in ordinary time do not always carry. The portal is a compression of energy, of potential, of spiritual force. And what is done in compressed energy is done more thoroughly, more permanently, more completely than what is done in the ordinary flow of uncompressed time. So use these days, use every hour you have remaining inside this window, not in a frantic way, not in a way that tries to force outcomes or manufacture miracles, but in the specific way of someone who knows that the conditions are exceptional and who is choosing to be exceptionally present within them, to feel what is being felt, to see what is being illuminated, to receive what is being delivered, to release what is being asked to leave, to trust what the portal is showing you even when it shows you something you were not entirely prepared to see. The portal is open. It will not be open much longer. And what is available inside it right now for the chosen ones who are awake enough to feel it and open enough to receive it is something that ordinary time does not offer with this degree of intensity and this degree of support. The universe has arranged these 4 days with a precision that exceeds anything random. You are inside them. You found this video. You are one of the few who will feel this. Now be one of the few who receives it fully. Comment below and tell me what you are feeling inside this portal right now. One word, one sentence, whatever is true. I read every single one. And your words inside this portal carry more weight than you know. I want to go deeper now on something I touched on briefly and that I think deserves its own space in this conversation. The question of why only a few will feel this. Because I used those words in the title of this message, and I want to explain exactly what I mean by them. Not to create hierarchy, not to suggest that the ones who feel the portal are more valuable or more spiritually advanced than the ones who do not, but because understanding why some people feel it and some do not is actually useful information for the ones who are inside it. The portal sends its signal on a specific frequency. And the ability to receive that frequency is not something you are born with or not born with. It is something you develop. It is the result of a specific kind of inner work that some people have been doing and some people have not yet begun. The inner work of developing awareness, of learning to feel what you feel rather than immediately managing it, of learning to notice when something in your interior is trying to communicate with you rather than reflexively distracting yourself from the communication, of developing the specific quality of attentiveness to your own experience that allows you to distinguish between the ordinary noise of daily life and the signal of something genuinely significant trying to reach you. The chosen ones who feel this portal have been doing this work. They have been developing this attentiveness, this sensitivity, this capacity for genuine inner listening for long enough that when the portal opens and its signal goes out, they receive it. They feel something different. They notice that the days between June 27th and June 30th have a quality that ordinary days do not have. They cannot always name what they are feeling or explain why this window feels significant, but they feel it. And that feeling is the reception of the signal. That feeling is the portal making itself known to the ones who have developed the capacity to know it. The people who do not feel the portal are not being excluded. They are simply not yet tuned to the frequency. The portal is broadcasting to everyone, but receiving the broadcast requires the specific development of inner attunement that only comes from having done the work of becoming aware. And that work, when it has been done, is exactly what makes someone a chosen one. Not a title given from outside. A quality developed from within, the quality of someone who has chosen over and over again in circumstances that made unconsciousness the easier option to remain awake, to remain aware, to remain sensitive to what is happening not just in the visible external world but in the deeper invisible world of energy and spirit and the universe's movement within their life. You are one of these people. You have been doing this work, and the portal recognizes that. It found you, it brought you here. And what it is carrying for you specifically inside these 4 days is calibrated to exactly where you are in your development, to exactly what you are ready to receive, to exactly what your life needs right now in order to move from the place it has been to the place it is meant to go. I want to say something now about the strawberry full moon specifically and what it means in the context of this portal, because the moon itself deserves more attention than I have given it so far. The strawberry moon is the full moon of June. It gets its name from the indigenous Algonquin traditions of North America, where this moon signaled the brief season of strawberry harvesting. The strawberry season is short. The window for the harvest is narrow. You do not get to decide later that you want to harvest. You harvest when the fruit is ripe or you miss it. And the name carries this teaching into its spiritual meaning. The strawberry moon is a moon of the narrow window, of the thing that is available now, specifically now, and that requires presence and attention and action now in order to be received. This teaching is exactly what this portal is asking of you. The portal is the narrow window. The harvest is what has been building in the invisible field of your life, your prayer, your faith, your inner work, and the harvest time is now, between June 27th and June 30th, not indefinitely, not whenever you get around to it. Now. The strawberry moon is not a patient moon. It is a generous moon, but its generosity has a timeline, and the timeline closes on June 30th. I also want to speak to something that the strawberry moon illuminates in a way that is specific to this year, to 2026, to where we are collectively as a human species and where the chosen ones are individually in their development. This is not an ordinary year. The chosen ones who have been paying attention to the larger patterns of what the universe has been doing over the past several years have a sense, an accurate sense, that something is accelerating, that the pace of change, both collectively and individually, is increasing, that things that used to take years to shift are shifting in months, that the spiritual development that used to unfold across decades is being compressed into much shorter cycles, that the universe is moving faster than it used to move, or more accurately, that the chosen ones who are working with the universe consciously are being moved faster than they used to be moved. Because they are ready, because the work they have done has prepared them for a pace of transformation that their earlier selves could not have sustained. The full moon portal of June 27th through June 30th is part of this acceleration. It is the universe making available in 4 days what it would have taken months to deliver in a slower cycle. The compression is intentional. The chosen ones who are inside this portal are being moved quickly because they are ready to be moved quickly. Because their inner work has reached the specific level of maturity that can receive rapid transformation without being destabilized by it. And because the larger story that the universe is telling, the story of what the chosen ones are here to do and who they are becoming and what their lives are meant to look like, is moving into a chapter that requires them to be further along than they currently are. The portal is an accelerant. It is the universe saying we need you further along faster because what is coming requires it, and we are giving you this window to get there. This is why the portal matters as much as it does. This is why I am saying what I am saying with the urgency I am saying it with, not to create anxiety, not to suggest that if you miss this window you are somehow behind or failed or left out of what the universe is doing, but to convey the genuine significance of what is available right now, of what this 4-day window is offering to the chosen ones who are inside it, of what can happen between June 27th and June 30th that cannot happen in the same way at any other point in the near future. The portal is rare, what it carries is significant, and you are inside it right now. I want to close with something practical, something specific you can do today right now to maximize what you receive from the remaining time inside this portal. Because I do not want this to be only description and explanation without being actionable. The universe gives you the energy. What you do with it determines the outcome. The first thing is to get clear on what you are asking for. The portal amplifies intention. Vague intentions produce vague results. Specific intentions produce specific results. What do you actually want right now? Not generally, specifically. Write it down. The act of writing it makes it specific in a way that holding it in your mind does not. Write what you want in the present tense, not I want, I have, not I hope, I receive. The language of already having is the language the universe responds to most readily. Write it down and put it somewhere you will see it before June 30th closes. The second thing is to identify what you are releasing. The full moon is a release point. Releases made consciously during a full moon, and especially during a full moon inside a portal of this magnitude, carry a weight and a permanence that ordinary releases do not. What are you done carrying? What has been yours to carry and is no longer? What pattern, what belief, what relationship with a person or a version of yourself or a story about your life are you ready to set down? Write that down too. And then ideally on June 29th when the full moon peaks, burn it if you can, or release it into water, or simply say out loud under the sky that you are releasing it. The universe hears intention made physical. Make your release physical. The third thing is to be present. As fully present as you can manage in the hours and days remaining inside this portal. Put the phone down more than usual. Spend time outside if you can, under the actual sky, in the actual light and air of this specific window of time. Eat well, sleep when you are tired. Give your body the conditions that allow your spirit to receive clearly. The portal works through you. Your body is the instrument through which it delivers what it is carrying. Treat the instrument well during these days. The fourth thing is to pay attention to what comes, to the unexpected conversation, to the thought that arrives in the quiet, to the dream that stays with you in the morning, to the feeling that surfaces when you least expect it, to the sign that appears in the form of a number or a phrase or a coincidence that is too specific to be random. These are the portal communicating. These are the miracles arriving. These are the universe working within the amplified field of this window to deliver what has been prepared. Do not dismiss what arrives. Do not qualify it into insignificance. Write it down, hold it. Let it matter as much as it actually matters. The portal is open, you are inside it. What is available to you between now and June 30th is real, is significant, and is yours to receive if you are willing to receive it. The universe arranged these 4 days for you, not for everyone, for the chosen ones who are awake enough to feel it and ready enough to receive it. You are one of them. Now go receive what has been prepared.